Hey everybody, welcome to G4G on YouTube. Today, we're here in Borderlands 3 in the new DLC, The Bounty of Blood. So, finally getting to spend some time in this DLC. I haven't been in yet because I've been waiting to do a video on it and, basically do what the first 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes tops of the new DLC are like, and I wanted to have genuine reactions to it, so I didn't want to play and then do a video, and I also knew there'd be quests and stuff that are going to get skipped. So it starts here in Sanctuary with this poster. And I did not do the latest takedown event, mostly because I had my mayhem at 6 at the time, and I went in there and it was awful. I was like doing no damage to anything. I even pulled out the yellow cake at the time and was still doing no damage, and then I have the Sandhawk and was doing no damage. So I went, yeah, I'm out. And then I discovered that everybody was saying online that it was really busted, that latest takedown event, and that, yeah, things were tuned way too high, even at mayhem levels where they shouldn't have been tuned too high. So I basically, like, shelved the game at that point. I was done with the Rise of the Cartel event, and was done with the latest DLC, Marriages and Tentacles, over there. By the way, I thought that was a really good DLC. The Cthulhu Lovecraftian aesthetic was great, and I was really happy to see, at least as far as I could tell, that people were not reacting to the fact that two men were getting married. I think they're both great characters, and I personally had zero issues with the plot. And I was really glad to see that other people were not going, oh, Borderlands 3 now? Oh, it's going to happen in here? Just, maybe it did happen, at least the circles in which I was encountering comments on the DLC. I was not running into that. That's really happy to see that. So I still have We Slash Part 3 that I haven't finished, but let's go ahead and pick this up and get going.
Been a while since I did a spot of bounty hunting. Be good to get back in the game.
Alright, so we navigate to Gehenna, which should be more than likely up front. As we pass by Maurice over here and know that we don't really have to worry about him for a while. Hi, Maurice.
So many human delights Maurice has not tasted.
So, of course, he ran the Halloween event, and he ran the Revenge of the Cartels. So we're going to go and make the ship go to Gehenna.
Time to get myself to that drop pod and hunt me some outlaws. Yeah!
So, as we're warping in, one of the things we do need to talk about with this DLC is that there has been a little bit of criticism that hey, we're dealing with another 3 levels. And I get how that is a valid criticism, but I feel like it's really only for the min-maxers, the Borderlands 3 equivalent of people who would want to min-max like an MMO RPG raid, like WoW or something like that. They have to have the best gear, the best rolls on it and everything. People... Hey, Ice-T, how you doing? Oh, well, I'll shut
I
up for
suppose
this
you think
segment.
you've heard every story in the stars by now. Stories of war, lawlessness, death. After all, can't kick over a rock in this galaxy without finding some blood underneath. That said, this story's bloodier than most. It's about a town. Little scrap of barely anything, holding on for dear life on a rock named Gehenna. Good folk, mostly. But where there's law, there's people looking to break it. The Devil Riders. Only law they followed was a decree of iron and lead. Now, Gehenna ain't just another hunk of backwater rock. It used to be a testing grounds, back when the company ran things. The company dreamed up new weapons of war, bent beasts to their will. You name it, they tried it. Bet you can guess how that turned out. The town tried to leave the past buried, but the Devil Riders set upon digging up company secrets that could only lead to ruin. The Devil Riders waged an all-out war. Town held out against them best they could, and after decades of spilt blood, they said enough. Sheriff drew up a bounty of blood for any mean bastard crazy enough to take on the Devil Riders. And then everything, and I mean everything, changed the day the Vault Hunters came to town. That's you, Slick.
Well, that was pretty awesome. That's an unattractive fellow. It's good to hear a story not told by Marcus for a change.
As soon as the Vault Hunter's boots tasted dirt, he was off to town to see a sheriff about a bounty.
Wow, what is that? That's my sight. I was like, why is my reticle so far off to the side over there? So I've heard that there is like plant life now that has cool effects like boosts and jump pads and everything. I am aware of a good chunk of information about the DLC, but I've tried to keep it on the down low as much as I possibly could so as not to spoil it for myself.
The devil waited at her feet, hoping that something was food.
Investigate the whistling. Are you gonna come down?
Over here.
Yep, I'm here.
Don't mind my devil. He won't bite. Unless I tell him to. Easy, Toge. Easy. They don't mean us no harm. So, you must be the one who just crashed in a heap of dust and doom. You here for the sheriff's bounty, or do you have other business on Gehenna?
It's a pretty cool tattoo.
Oh, you better believe I'm after that bounty, lass.
Hope you know what you're in for, gunslinger. The Devil Riders are tough enough to chew glass and spit sand, and mean enough to steal the coins off a dead man's eyes. You want to make your town. I'm headed that way myself. You can follow me if you like. Come on, Toge. I raised that devil from birth. His name's Toge.
She's pretty badass.
You know,
She's got dermal implants with spikes, and she's got a pretty cool tattoo.
Let the weak fall so the strong can survive. Sheriff sure stirred up a devil's nest with that bounty. But the way I see things, a man of law should fight his own fights. Hear that? There's devils up ahead. I'll draw them out. Well, go on, gunslinger. I want to see how you fight.
Yay, we get some action. Oh, and my damage is not particularly hot. No pun intended, as I shoot an immolation devil with a flame gun. And I made a hot chick. Oof. Yeah, so that's definitely a bad thing. I've seen those spinners before. They're a relatively new feature. I do so enjoy having my Sandhawk back. But in a lot of ways, I kind of wish it was an SMG like it was in Borderlands 2. Just simply because you get to enjoy it more with the ammo.
Better leave before you get hurt.
Yeah, I might want to drop the mayhem levels down a little bit soon. Because I have yet to actually go through any of this on True Vault Hunter mode or Ultimate or anything. Which is not bad. I mean, waiting for the level cap for that is not a bad idea. And honestly, putting distance between me and the main story is certainly going to increase the enjoyment of doing the story again on an augmented vault mode. The reason being is because, yeah, the main story is not... The story itself is fine. It's the villains. The twins are just obnoxious as villains, and I think it is the game's
Only room for 1 to 4 badasses round here.
weak point. That was a badass. Okay.
I am impressed.
I think it was one of the game's weak points over there. I did not like them as villains that much. There's an interesting little loop on the map over here. Let's see what it's like if we go
Well, I am
around.
the best. Best looking, best dressed, best sharpshooter. So, yeah, generally, the best.
Is that so? Well, still a ways to town.
Sounds
What'd you
like
find,
Bret
Juggy?
Hart. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Yeah, I mean, the twins are just... To me, they're just weak.
What do we have here? Looks near to hatching.
I mean, you shoot for the moon when you have Jack as your villain. I think Jack was
This one's not worth the
so
I need something
amazingly
with a little fight in it.
well constructed
Blood in the air. Feeding time.
as a
We
villain.
Them or us.
Oh, really? It looks like it could get through. I mean, I understand it's locked and I shouldn't be able to get through. But it looks like... I mean, it totally looks like it can get through there. That's unfair. Oh well, she's gonna be dealing with some shit. I'm a-coming. So, I mean, yeah, Jack is a hard villain to come back from. And it's, you know, it's also a bit of a plague that hit World of Warcraft with Wrath of the Lich King. Arthas was considered such a well-constructed... Oh, hi. Excuse you. Don't know what you're doing up here. I hate those spinners. Okay, they jump. We are going to temporarily get out of dodge.
Let's have a chat, shall we?
Arthas was considered such an amazing expansion big bad guy that when Cataclysm dropped, Deathwing had a lot to live up to, and for the most part, it was considered that he did not. I don't have as much of an issue with Cataclysm as... oh, okay. I know why we're attempting to go around. The bridge is out.
Devil's up ahead. They're protecting something. Fresh kill, maybe. Or their eggs.
So, yeah, you know, Deathwing pops in, and he's just not as well constructed with Arthas, who haunted you multiple times throughout the expansion. And, you know, at several key points, he was persistent in his tracking and harassment of you, whereas Deathwing, it was a little bit less so, and that's what's tough about Jack. And I mean, even in pre-sequel, Jack wasn't really necessarily the bad guy until he got betrayed. But he was still present in the entire game. So when Borderlands 3 comes out and you're dealing with the twins, in my opinion, they've just got a lot to live up to. And I don't think they did it. So the ability to play and finish... Yeah, hi there, guy. You're like Maurice without the brain implant. Oh, I hate it when you go to slide and you don't slide. Because reasons. You're either slowed or shit's in the way.
Got any more for the meat grinder?
Yeah, they're just not good villains. So going through the DLCs, it just bounced right off his thick skull. The ability to go through DLCs and put some distance between me and the main campaign and enjoy the game without having to deal with the twins again is worth it. But back to the original point,
What'd you find, Togo?
people have been upset that the cap has gone up and they now have to get gear again
Seems like
to
a good
re-roll it
scaly
3 levels
boil.
higher.
Yeah. Well behaved
I
little
mean,
devil, isn't he? Nice
I
find,
don't-
Toge.
I don't necessarily think that's a particularly bad idea, because then that's a mean looking dude. It gives you the chance to say, well, I don't want to farm that again. I want to go check out the new stuff. I mean, this expansion has an Unkempt Harold in it. And that's one of the, the few guns that I know about and I'm definitely planning on getting once I have the ability to get it. I know the map that it's on, and a rough approximation of where it is. So yeah, I mean, to those min-max people, like, fine, I get it. You can certainly be that way, but I just think enjoy the game. And is it really worth crying about having to... Jesus Christ, what's the deal there? That's an achievement. Second wind on electrocute damage. Okay.
Apply pressure here.
God, I hate these spinners. Can you step away from the spinner so I can talk to you? Thank you. Alright, I've checked on you. Let's go.
Ugh. Damn shame.
Where's your dude?
Quit
Oh.
struggling, Toge. I'm trying to save you, damn it.
So yeah, I mean,
That leg ain't never gonna heal right.
if you go through the expansion... Oh. Oh, shit. Wow. Hi.
That's the way of the world, gunslinger. Useful till you're not.
That's,
Let's see what those devils were protecting.
okay.
I knew it.
Let's give it the old me, myself, and Irene,
Perfect
Jim Carrey.
specimen.
Into the cow. That,
Catch a devil before it hatches. and you can
Rose,
raise
I
it as
gotta
your
tell
own.
you, that seemed
And
pretty
if you're
harsh.
Really lucky. It won't take a bite out of you when it's older. Of course, Sheriff made it against the law to raise a devil. But he ain't here. Town ain't far now. I don't live there myself. My pets aren't welcome.
Damn,
I
girl,
just come through from time to
you're a
time.
pit viper, alright? She just put her dino friend down.
Old bastard locked the gate to town. Luckily, I've got a key right here.
Yeah,
Go
well,
on
lady,
then,
I tried that
gunslinger.
before and it didn't open for
Wouldn't
me.
want to keep the sheriff waiting. He's a busy man. I've got to get this egg somewhere safe. I'll see you in town later.
Off
Yeah,
she went.
I want to put some
Hard as
distance
nails, that
between
one.
me and you.
Don't worry, she'll be back in this story soon enough. Vault Hunter moved on. Bounty was calling.
Hup,
Bet
incoming.
you're wondering how I know all this.
It's gonna be a flyer.
Well, you'll just have to take my word for it. At times, this story might stretch near to breaking.
Oh,
I swear
shit.
on my
Weapons are
mother's
doing good damage
unmarked
against
grave,
these
it's
things.
true.
Ah, that's satisfying to be back to that kind of power level again. Sometimes you just want to shoot stuff dead really, really quickly. Now, one thing I gotta say, I don't know that any of the Borderlands games can match Borderlands 2's soundtrack. Pre-sequel, like, I haven't heard a track yet in pre-sequel or this game that I just go bonkers over the way that I did the Borderlands 2 soundtrack. Just for Kids, amazing. And he has such a distinctive style that when you hear it, you know you're hearing a Jesper Kid track. And he just did such great work in Borderlands 2, but nothing has really reached out and grabbed me in pre-sequel or 3 the way like Wilderness Exploitation Preserve was, and a few of the other tracks in Borderlands 2. So, alright, it looks like we are wrapping up the... That's an interesting thing over there. I wonder if that's that new plant life or whatever. Oh. Who are you shooting at? Hi there, guys. Were you shooting at me? What's your problem? You seem friendly, but why were you shooting at me?
Well, look at you. Strutting into my town like you're rough as sandpaper with twice the grit. Let me guess, you're here for the bounty.
I sure am.
Hey, back
Let me
on
at
Earth,
'em.
sandpaper's toilet paper's a commodity
What's
now.
the nomenclature around here? Oh, yes, I am.
We've resorted to
All
using
about
sandpaper.
that bounty, boyo.
Hope you're tougher than the last bounty hunters that came through. Sheriff just finished digging their graves. Yeah, cemetery's been getting real crowded lately.
I'm getting Outer
Anyway,
Worlds
I'll
vibes
go and
from
let
all
the
this
sheriff
stuff.
know we got another bounty hunter in town. He'll meet you at the saloon. But hey, enjoy the town and stay out of trouble. Otherwise, you and me might have some trouble of our own.
Titus. If he shot his gun as fast as he ran his mouth, maybe things would have turned out differently.
I just want to go up to that green thing first before I wrap up the video because I want to see what it does.
Vault Hunter wasn't sure what that thing was good for, but they'd find out eventually.
Okay. Can't do anything with it yet. Kind of wonder if it's going to be like the iridium piles where you were not allowed to break them until a certain point in the oh my god. What is this? This looks horrifying. This looks like mushrooms if they were jars. That's gonna be something, I bet. As is these crystal
Conspicuous
things.
thing, that. It'd prove itself useful sooner or later.
Yeah, the announcer's like it'll prove itself useful sooner or later. Definitely feeling like I'm getting a, this feels like Outer Worlds a little bit. Which I do need to get back and finish. I'm most of the way through that plot, but haven't finished it
Greetings
yet.
and salutations. You've got the spark of a refined cinematic palate. You look like you know movies, is what I'm saying. And friend, there's no movie worth knowing like my movie. Trouble is, all the reels are lost. But if you've got a hankering for truth, Then you'll find my reels and I'll...
Every respectable town's got itself a saloon.
Kind of reminds me of
Perfect place to
Scooter.
drink down some local knowledge and get the lay of the land. So figured to
Oh, hi. Okay, legendary in a locker. Wonders will never cease in this game sometimes. But yeah, that guy sort of reminded me of Scooter's Catch a Ride. Alright, so we'll go ahead and wrap up the video here. We've gotten the first 20 or so minutes of Bounty of Blood out of the way. If I like the DLC, I'll probably be covering it through several more videos. I probably will do a video on the farming of the Unkempt Harold, since that is such a fan favorite gun. But I want to make sure I obviously got to get into that map where I know it to be before I do anything about it. So, good to be back here in Borderlands 3 and finally get the chance to hang out and play this DLC a little bit. And looking forward to some more fun Borderlands stuff before I go back and start the plot all over again on a higher Vault Hunter mode. Yeah, I'm not really too concerned about the min-maxing of the gun. You know, another 3 levels to me is just another 3 levels of points to put into talent trees over here. And, you know, if I was finding an invincible or a raid boss or something like that, maybe then I would really be upset about the min-maxing going out the window and rolling for fixes. I mean, the randomness of the gun parts and everything, but it's just not that level of intensity with me. So, thanks for catching this video here on G4G. And if you are a fan of the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux content on the channel, I'm streaming some play of it Monday through Friday at around 3 p.m. Eastern. And if you want links to downloading the most recent version of it, you can just look at any of the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux videos on the channel. So, take care everybody, and again, hope you like this Borderlands 3 video. See you folks.